Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Comic Book Lowdown. I'm Wellington, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Astonishing Thor. This collects, it says the first 5 issues of this, or the only 5 really, but when I read this, there's actually only 4 issues in this, but there's an extra cover. But so really there's only 4 issues, and this is written by Rober Rodi and Mike Choi. I thought this is the only Thor story that I own, not the only one that I've read. And in this story, it's not the classic Thor story. There's nothing really about Asgard in it, and there's no Loki in it. There's no Odin. There's none of that really. It's just Thor and some supporting characters in this. But essentially the plot is that there's a guy they call the Stranger, and he's the creator of life, and he's created Ego, the living planet, which is a character in the Marvel universe, and he's created Alter Ego, the brother of the living planet. So there's 2 living planets, and for years and years they've been split apart, and they have no idea of each other's existence. So Ego has been in the universe with all these other planets, and he's been able to live with all the other planets normally, while Alter Ego is in a alternate universe all by himself. So he's completely what's the word? He's away, pretty much. He's away from all other contact with people and life, so he only knows Alter Ego. And essentially the Stranger wants to get these 2 to meet up to see in the end what will happen. It's almost like a psychology experiment. But what he expects is that one or the other will kill each other, and that will the 2 planets fighting each other and one killing each other would then destroy the Earth, which has Thor play in, and he needs to stop that. So he goes on a mission to stop that, and on the way he finds some more characters in the story. There's a character named Zephyr. She's a wind goddess, and she and Thor have some history together from when Thor was younger and all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of like it's an alright thing. It's an alright story that they have between each other. They used to have a relationship with each other until they decided that they had to split apart. But so she plays into this. She's actually at the start of the story, but not really. She plays into it in kind of the middle more. When Thor runs into the Collector, and the Collector is he has almost like a museum of cosmic beings and all this kind of stuff that he collects, and pretty much just to show him off in his own thing. That's why they call him the Collector. And one thing that he really wants most of all is to have Thor in his collection. So there's a fight between them. Small fight. Of course Thor wins because the Collector is really just an old man. I can show you. Let me try to get an up close, something more up close. Yeah, right here. Shows he's just an old man, and he kind of changes his face when he fights. But so after their fight, Thor finds Zephyr with the Collector, and so that kind of ties everything together with the Collector and Zephyr and Thor. And then so after Thor wants to find out where Alter Ego is, and when he finds out, there's some things that happen to Thor. I'm not gonna give much of the main story away in this. If you want to read it, it's pretty good. You can go read it. But something happens to Thor, and that the Collector and Zephyr playing against Thor, and so then he has to find his way out of that. And throughout the story, he eventually he finds a solution to the problem between alter ego and ego, because they do meet. Alter ego does get out of the alternate universe that he's in, and they do end up meeting through a psychic link ego and alter ego have with each other, and it's pretty. It's not what you would think would happen when these two planets meet each other. This story leads you to believe that what you think is going to happen happens, but really it doesn't. And then the way that it ends is especially not how you think things would happen. And Thor's plan of solving the solution between ego and alter ego is pretty original solution. And throughout the story, so there's more knots to it, and there's more twists to it that going into detail would just kind of spoil the story. But there's good writing in this. There's a pretty good voice for Thor, and the art is the art is very amazing. It's kind of a younger Thor that they show. It's not he seems more immature in this, even though he's matured. They show him in an immature state. I think it's because he doesn't have a beard in the drawings that he's in. But yeah, the art is really nice in this. Some good panels. Just right there is a good one. Show you how it looks like. Another good one is right here. The art is very dynamic, and it's very big. It's larger than life art for this, and the story's pretty good. It's not the best thing I've ever read, but it's entertaining nonetheless. If you're looking for a classic Thor story, this is not necessarily what you're gonna be expecting. I was expecting when I bought this, I was expecting maybe a classic Thor story, and I didn't get that, but this sufficed nonetheless, because there was good art and there was a good story to back it up with this, and it was a story that was unique in itself, and so I would have to give this Astonishing Thor 4 out of 5. And so that's it for this review. I'm Wellington with the Comic Book Lowdown, and before I go, quick news. I didn't do a comic pull week video last week because I only got one book, and so I'm gonna be reviewing that week's book with the slew of books that I'm gonna be getting this week. So there's gonna be a lot of material to review this week, and I'll mention I got last week's Avenging Spider-Man Annual #1, so I'll be reviewing that along with the books that I get for this week. And so now, closing, I'm Wellington Reyes, Comic Book Lowdown, and I'll see you guys next time.